I'd like to call a meeting on the Government Operations Committee for Tuesday, February 21st, 2023. Roll call, please.
Payleitner?
Here.
Bongard?
Here.
Bancroft? Lencioni?
Here.
Petrola?
Here.
Wirball?
Here.
Besner?
Here.
Weber?
Here.
Calamaris?
Here.
Thank you. Item number 3, video gaming statistics. Any comments or questions on that? Okay, thank you. We have 2 items tonight for honest vote. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Moved by Dave.
Second.
Second by Brian. Roll call, please.
Payleitner?
Yes.
Bongard?
Yes.
Lencioni?
Yes.
Petrola?
Yes.
Wirball?
Yes.
Besner?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Calamaris?
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passes. Item 5A, Police Department. Recommendation to approve proposal for a F2 BYOB license application for Hun House LLC located at 113 East Main Street. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Silkaitis. This item appeared earlier this evening at the Liquor Control Commission and advanced with a 3-0 recommendation. This is a music performance studio that focuses on the creative arts. This is just east of the Arcata on the south side of Main Street. The petitioner is here to answer any questions that you might have, but there is dram shop and basset training in place, and the F2 is a BYOB or bring your own beverage license where there's no food being served. So this is a social license. We have a few of these in town, and I can answer any questions on any ordinance concerns you have.
Any questions or comments?
Move for approval.
Second. Rita, second by Brian. Roll call, please.
Payleitner?
Yes.
Bongard?
Yes.
Lencioni?
Yes.
Petrola?
Yes.
Wirball?
Yes.
Besner?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Calamaris?
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passes. 5B, recommendation to approve a proposal for B1 liquor license application for Polai, sorry if I pronounced it wrong, located at 305 West Main Street.
Thank you, Mr. Silkaitis. This too advanced with a 3-0 recommendation earlier this evening. This is the former finery location, which is across the street from Shaku. This is a B1 license for a Vietnamese restaurant. Once again, dram shop and basset training are in place. There was a concern with the local manager, not the owners, reference some background information from many, many years ago. That gentleman lives in St. Charles, resides in our community. There's been no contacts with him since his residency, and then the information that I outlined in my memo is stale or older in nature. With that, I'm recommending in favor of the liquor license, but myself or the petitioner can answer any questions you might have.
Any questions from the committee or comments? Yes, Rita.
Chief, did you say stale?
Stale, I think it's 15, 20 years old.
Oh, okay. Just the term is all I hadn't heard. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Oh, move for approval.
Moved by Rita, second by Dave. Roll call, please.
Brian.
Payleitner?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Bongard?
Yes.
Lencioni?
Yes.
Petrola?
Yes.
Wirball?
Yes.
Besner?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Calamaris?
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passes. 5C, recommendation to approve a proposal for a sound application permit for E1 temporary liquor license application for Hops for Hoop 5K to be held at Mount St. Mary's Park on October 14th, 2023.
Thank you, Mr. Silkaitis. So this too advanced with a 3-0 recommendation earlier this evening at the Liquor Control Commission. This is the 7th annual event. This will take place October 14th of this year, Mount St. Mary's Park, in addition to Wheeler Park in Geneva, so right across Route 31. Hours of the event are 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Just to remind the council, Project Mobility is a non-for-profit organization that partners with the Bike Rack in St. Charles with the goal of providing funds to provide adaptive cycling for those with physical disabilities. The money raised goes back to that cause. A little bit different this year. They're expecting about 1,000 guests. We've worked with EMA, which is our emergency management agency, the city of Geneva, and of course our police and fire departments. The tasting and the routes are going to be a little bit different. So during the running route, there'll be a total of 6 3-ounce tastings, kind of like flights if you visited a brewery. And then afterwards, this is a 21-over event. Afterwards, from 12:30 to 4 p.m., participants can have 6 2-ounce samples. So these are relatively about the size of a shot glass. Once again, there's a credentialing system in place. All the consumption after the race will take place in a fenced-off area. These are small in nature beverages. So the number might look like a lot, but if you add up the ounces, it's about 2.5 beers. With that, the petitioner is present. I can answer any questions or concerns that the council might have.
Any questions or comments?
I have one. I just want to say, I've had the opportunity to attend this in a lot of different capacities through the years. It's a terrific event, and you always do such a great job running it, so I'm full support, and I just appreciate that people are putting on awesome events like this in our town.
Thank you.
Okay, move for approval?
Moved by Rita, second by Paul. Roll call, please.
Paylighter,
Yes.
Bonegard,
Yes.
Lencioni,
Yes.
Petrola,
Yes.
Wirball,
Yes.
Stetser,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Calamaris.
Yes.
Thank you, that motion passes. Go to 6A, Finance Department. Recommendation to approve an ordinance amending Title 13, Public Utilities, Chapter 13-.16, Water, Section 13.16.050, connection fees of the St. Charles Municipal Code. Good evening.
Thank you. There are two ordinances tonight, one governing the water connection fees, you just mentioned, the second one in governing sewer connection fees. At the January budget workshop, staff presented the initial findings from the study that was done, analyzing if we need to increase our water and sewer connection fees. The last time they were increased was approximately 1998. It's important to keep these fees current to make sure that new development, new connections are paying their appropriate share of the utility system's costs. We engaged a consultant, like I said, to do this study. They used AWWA best practices, and they wound up using what we call a hybrid blend approach in terms of calculating what the connection fee should be, taking the buy-in approach and the incremental cost method, and blending those two approaches together to determine the updated fees for the city. They took a lot of information from us, a lot of our financial information on the value of our current system, our long-term capital projections, as well as financing methods, and focusing on what investments we are planning to make in our backbone infrastructure. The results of the study are in the packet. At a high level, the water connection fees increased 28%, and the sewer connection fees increased 9% to 42% based on either the East Main system or the West system. I think, as we talked about at the budget workshop, overall these fee increases are reasonable based on length of time that's elapsed since they were last increased, and a comparison study we did show that these fees are still in line. So like I said, there's two ordinances before you tonight, and happy to answer any questions.
Questions or comments? Yes, Steve.
I have a question. Bill, if, since the west side fees, as we talked before, were pretty high, if there was a project that did come before us, is that something that, if it was an issue or detriment to the project, is that something that we could visit on a case-by-case basis? Or is once it's locked in, it's done?
I think once the fees are in, they're in. I think if a special situation came up, then I suppose staff could look to address it at the time.
Okay.
So.
Any other comments or questions? Can I have a motion, a second, please?
Move for approval.
Moved by Brian, seconded by?
Second.
Seconded by Paul. Roll call, please.
Paylighter,
Yes.
Bonegard,
Yes.
Lencioni,
Yes.
Petrola,
Yes.
Wirball,
Yes.
Stetser,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Calamaris.
Yes.
Thank you, that motion passes. 6B, recommendation to approve an ordinance amending Title 13, Public Utilities, Chapter 13.12, Sewer, Section 13.12.970A, fee schedules of the St. Charles Municipal Code.
So like I said, this is the sewer companion ordinance to the water one that was just approved. So take a separate vote on that.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Can I have a motion, a second, please?
Move for approval.
Moved by Brian, seconded by Ryan. Roll call, please.
Paylighter,
Yes.
Bonegard,
Yes.
Lencioni,
Yes.
Petrola,
Yes.
Wirball,
Yes.
Stetser,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Calamaris.
Yes.
Thank you, that motion passes. Any public comment? Comment from the committee or staff? Any additional items from anybody? Okay. No executive session, so can I have a motion, a second to adjourn?
So move.
And
Moved by Brian, seconded by Dave. Roll call, please.
Paylighter,
Yes.
Bonegard,
Yes.
Lencioni,
Yes.
Petrola,
Yes.
Wirball,
Yes.
Stetser,
Yes.
Weber,
yes.
Calamaris.
Yes.
Thank you, that motion passes. We are adjourned.
Pivot. So meeting like, okay.